Dear students, welcome to Mohammad Education YouTube channel. I am Dr. Mohammad Masliuddin, PGT in Civics, Telangana State Model School and Junior College, Kalwala, Mandal Kesandram, District Mohammad. Today we are going to learn 10th class, second paper, Social Studies, 13th lesson, National Liberation Movements in the Colonies. Manchu dynasty was there in China. At the beginning of the 20th century, China was ruled by Manchu dynasty. It was ruled China unsuccessful and failed to control the colonial domination. Manchu government was removed in 1911. Western colonial powers were became powerful and influential. The administration, the rule of Manchu dynasty was not good and people did not get any satisfaction. So it was failed to control the colonial power also. So that's why after that Sun Yat-sen 1866 to 1925, the Sun Yat-sen Republic government was established in 1911 by Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen was the founder of the modern China who hails from a poor family. He learned democracy, Christianity in missionary schools. He completed medicine degree, means doctor course. He always thought of the fate of China. Sun Yat-sen's program was called Three Principles, San Min Q. San means nationalism, means overthrowing a foreign dynasty and belief of oneness. Min means democracy, means rule of the people. Q means socialism, equal distribution of wealth or economy is under the control of government. These are the well affairs and wellness of Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen tried for nationalism, democracy, and socialism. It was good thoughts of the person, but at last he failed to control the warlords. Next, May 4th movement was also happened after the failure of Sun Yat-sen. Social and political situation of China was unstable because Sun Yat-sen could not control the warlords. On 4th May 1919, a demonstration was held against Versailles Treaty in Beijing. China favored Britain in the World War. China had to get its territories occupied by Japan. But China could not get its territories which were occupied by Japan. So that's why in this May 4th movement, China was angry about this. This protest turned into a movement. The revolutionaries of China wanted the foreigners to leave China. They wanted to save their resources, remove inequalities, and reduce the imbalances. They wanted to use of simple language and script of China. They demanded abolishing the subordination of women. They demanded for the ban of practice of foot binding, which is a cruel practice of not allowing women to have fully grown feet. These are the situations in China. So that's why May 4th movement was also started. After that, two parties are there in China. One is Kuomintang Party. It is also called the National People's Party. It is also called Kuomintang. It is also called KMT Party. There were only two major parties in China. These were Kuomintang or the National People's Party or the Kuomintang or the KMT Party. The second party is the Chinese Communist Party or CCP. Kuomintang, the National People's Party or Kuomintang KMT Party followed the ideology of Sun Yat-sen. They identified the four great needs of the people. They were clothing, food, housing, transportation. Here, next we are going to learn the remaining part in the next session. Thank you. National liberation movements in the colonies, part B. In previous, we learnt about Manchu dynasty, about Sun Yat-sen, Republic government, May 4th movement, and remaining we are going to learn Chiang Kai-shek, who became the leader of Kuomintang Party after Sun Yat-sen. We are going to learn social position of women in China, about Mao Zedong and his administration, and who was the leader of Chinese Communist Party and the Communist Soviet Party. We are going to learn about new democracy and land reforms in China. In this 13th lesson, part B, we are going to discuss now. Now, about Chiang Kai-shek. After the death of Sun Yat-sen, Chiang Kai-shek became the leader of Kuomintang Party. After the death of Sun Yat-sen, this person, Chiang Kai-shek, became the leader of Kuomintang Party. Kuomintang Party also followed the principles of Sun Yat-sen. Here, Chiang Kai-shek was a conservative. He thought that women's roles should be limited to the household. This person, Chiang Kai-shek, who was the conservative and who doesn't have modern thoughts, he told that women should have the four virtues. These are, the first virtue is chastity. Chastity means virginity. And second virtue, women should have appearance. Appearance means beauty. And third one is speech. Fourth one is work. He also suppressed the trade union movements also. He did military campaign to control the warlords and remove the communists. He wanted to militarize the nation. This person said that the people must develop a habit and instinct for unified behavior. He thought that people should work together to get a common goal. Kuomintang Party's base was in urban areas of China only. Next, we are going to learn about the social position of workers in China. What was the position of workers at that time in China? In China, in those days, industrial growth was slow and limited at that time. Industrial growth was very slow. By 1919, an industrial working class of around 5 lakh people were in the cities like Shanghai. Later, these cities became the center of modern growth. Means nearly 5 lakhs people were living in the urban cities, that is Shanghai. Next, a small percentage of the people were employed in shipbuilding, which is a modern industry. In those days, shipbuilding was a small center for the employment. Most of them were petty urbanites like traders and shopkeepers. In those days in China, most of the persons were doing very petty jobs, traders, shopkeepers in urban areas. Women urban workers earned very low wages. Working hours were long with bad working conditions. The idea of freedom, women's rights became popular in those days. Peking University was also established in the year 1902. Most of the schools, universities came up for social and cultural change. Journalism was also started to bring new thinking among the people in those days. Next, we are going to learn about Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong is the leader of the Communist Party, which party is a powerful political party in those days. Mao Zedong has revolutionary programs, and his program was on peasantry. He fought for the abolition of landlordism. He built an army of the peasants, and he followed radical approach. They camped from 1928 to 1934 at Jiangxi Mountains. He secured from it is a secure from Kuomintang attacks. A strong peasants council was organized, that is called Soviet. He stressed the need for an independent government and army, become aware of women's problems and supported the Rural Women's Association. These Mao Zedong's ideas and thoughts are very well. He forbade arranged marriages. He stopped purchase or sale of marriage contracts. He simplified divorce system. Next, here Communist Soviet Party also emerged in China. The Communist Soviet Party became another base after the failure of this Kuomintang Party. They went on a long march of 6,000 miles to Shaanxi, which is a difficult journey. They set up their new base in Yan'an and developed the program to end warlordism, land reforms, and fight against foreign imperialism. Next, here we we discuss about the attack of Japan on China. Japan attacked China on July 7th, 1937. Japan tried to impose cruel colonial military rule over China. It is a disastrous impact on Chinese society or economy. Kuomintang Party and CCP Party joined together to fight against Japan. Japan also wanted to establish a colonial rule or imperialism. So that's why to fight against Japan, these two parties, China Communist Party and Kuomintang Party, come together to fight against this Japan. Japan surrendered to the USA in August 1945 after the Hiroshima and Nagasaki tragedy. Next, new democracy was also emerged in China. The People's Republic of China government was established in 1949. The People's Republic of China, PRC government was established in 1949. The People's Republic of China was based on the principles of the new democracy. The new principles of the People's Republic of China was against to the landlordism and imperialism. Economy was put under government's control, and the government protected women rights and abolition of polygamy. They took away the land of the landlords and distributed among the poor peasants. Next, land reforms also happened, and they conducted some welfare activities also. Land reform was launched in the year 1950 to 1951. The major steps has been taken to distribute of land. The class identification of the people has been done. Work teams and land reform committees played a leading role, a vital role. Peasant associations were formed for local leadership from poor middle class peasants. The landlords were made to face public humiliation. 10 to 20 lakhs of the landlords were executed. So these are the situation at the time of China. Remaining parts we are going to discuss in the next session. Thank you.